I'm always wanting to teach you new chords. I have a video where I show the most common chord types in each of the 12 keys for you to master, so there's a link to that video. But this one, I wanted to show you my favourite shape in each key. So some of these chords are going to be quite complicated, but don't be scared, I'll explain each one. At the end of the day, a chord is just numbers from the major scale. So if you know all your major scales, you'll be fine. And of course, I have a playlist to help you through that as well. So the chord of the key of C, a favourite chord shape I land on very frequently is a minor 9 chord, and it comes out like this. So I'm playing C in the left hand, G and B flat, which is a common voicing in general jazz playing piano stuff. It's 1, 5 and flat 7. The right hand in this one is playing D, E flat, which is the 9, and the minor, because it's not in the left hand, G and B flat. If you want, you can take out the G in the right hand because it's being played in the left hand. This is called a voicing. But naturally my ring finger wants to play the G. So C minor 9. So if you like that chord sound, then you'll make a note of left hand, root 5, 7, right hand 9, minor 5, flat 7. And you can find that in different chord positions. So that's a very common shape I like to play in C. Of course I know all chord types in all keys. These are my favourite ones where my fingers naturally fall in that particular shape of the keys, you know, just the way it's laid out really. Now, C sharp or D flat, I like to play this one. This is C sharp or D flat, 13, sharp 11, with an implied 9. Now that sounds like a nightmare, but it's not really too scary. The left hand is simply playing a 4-note chord of C sharp or D flat, 7, so let's call it D flat F, A flat B. And the right hand is playing what looks like E flat major. Each chord that I show you is going to have some theory behind it, so you can learn some theory and then apply it to other keys if you want to. So this one is, the left hand is playing the D flat 7, the right hand is playing the 9, which is E flat. G is the sharp 11 in the key of D flat because 8, 9, 10, 11 sharpened, and a sharp 11 favours a regular dominant 7 chord. So sounds nice. A 9 goes with most extensions. It's the most flexible extension really. 9 just works everywhere. And then on top I'm just putting the 13. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, B flat. So if you want a shortcut, it's called an upper chord structure. This one would be take, because we're in the key of D flat at the moment, or C sharp, but let's call it D flat. If you take, this is in all 12 keys, the major triad built from the 9th degree of a major scale, and play that major triad over whatever it's the second of play its dominant 7 chord, you're going to get 13, sharp 11, and then the 9 is just implied, so you don't have to say all the numbers. So that's a very favourite shape of mine. My fingers just fall on it. And even the funny thing is that my right hand isn't playing E flat, that E flat shape, as it would in root position. If I was not playing it as a chord, I'd be playing my thumb on the E flat, and G and B flat would be with the index and middle. But in this case, I'm putting my index finger on the E flat, middle on the G, and ring on the B flat, because it's sort of playing in, I don't know, it's part of another chord. I don't know why that is. It's natural fingering is always important. It's strange how that happens, and I don't do that. It just feels weird. It almost sounds different to my head. Even though it's the same notes, it almost sounds different when I play like that, rather than that. It's bizarre. So I like that shape. My fingers just naturally fall on there. So the key of D, my left hand more commonly will play something in the key of D, and that would be the sharp 9 shape. So 3 in the mid bottom, C, the dominant 7 in the middle, and E sharp, because it's the sharp 9, not the minor of F sharp on the F, it's the E sharp. So that's D sharp 9. But then very often the sharp 9 will go down to the flat 9, which is another very common position for me to be in. Ring finger on the F sharp, index on the C, thumb on the E sharp, technically, down to the E flat, because it's the 9 that's moving. The E is becoming an E sharp, it's becoming an E flat. Sharp 9, flat 9. Very common shape, very common. That's probably my favourite thing to do with my left hand in the key of D. And on the right hand, I mean, of course I can play these in both hands. But my right hand in the key of D prefers to do something different. It's more comfortable when it plays what looks like major 7 of F, but it's not. It's in the key of D. So it's actually minor. The A is 5, the F is minor, C is 7, E is 9. That's my favourite thing to do in the key of D. And sometimes the thumb will come up to the G and be an 11. Minor 9. Minor 11, but the F is kind of implied in there somehow. We can play all 3, but I do like to play this shape with the F with my thumb on the G. But when I'm with the left hand, it likes to play that sharp 9. So it's 7, 3, no, sorry, incorrect. 3, 7, sharp 9, or 3, 7, flat 9. Nice shape to get into. In the key of E flat, I like this position, major 9. So left hand is playing E flat, B flat D, 1, 5, 7, and which is similar to what the C one was, but that was with a dominant 7 on top. 1, 5 dominant 7. This one's 1, 5 major 7 on top. And the right hand's just playing a little kind of I wouldn't call it a cluster chord, but a cluster of notes a little bit here. F is the 9, G is the 3, B flat is the 5, D is the 7, major 7 again. So the F is in the middle. My hand just naturally likes to fall on that shape. It just feels right. The ring finger's just redundant here, doesn't need to play anything. Could play a C if it wants to, that would be a 13. So it'd be like a major 13. You've got the 7 here, that would be, C would become 13, and the F is 9. These are just notes from the major scale. And of course you know the major scale of E flat. Middle finger's just on that B flat, it's just waiting to be played. And then thumb and index on the F and G. Very easy shape. Very favourite shape in E flat there. Key of E, I like to play this. How can I explain? But there's kind of 2 shapes really. They're very close, but I like the. Let's stay with this one. E7 flat 5. I like that. I like it in the key of D too, and I like it in the key of A. But that's not going to be the favourite shape in the key of A. I'm just showing you how the shape is exactly the same. D7 flat 5, E7 flat 5, A7 flat 5 is exactly the same kind of pyramid looking symmetrical shape. It's interesting. So, but in the key of E, I do like that for some reason. In the key of E there. Down the key of F, again, my favourite shape here is a minor 9, but sometimes there's an 11 in it, like this. So there's kind of 2 versions. The first one would be this. So root in the bass, yeah. Right hand playing 9 on the G, the thumb. A flat, which is a minor. C is a 5. E flat is the flat 7, the 7. I like that. Sometimes my little finger can reach up to the G there. Do a little nice spread chord. Or rather an open arpeggio kind of thing. It's nice. But sometimes I do like to play that the B flat in there. I do like that kind of that shape. It's a bit kind of awkward maybe with the ring finger on the 5, but I'm quite used to playing it and I quite like it. Or you can just do it like this, which is another just kind of same idea. 9 on the thumb. Instead of the minor, I'm playing the 11 and then C on the 5, middle finger. C is the 5 with the middle finger. E flat, the ring, the 7, and then G on top, if you can reach that for the 9 again, so doubling up on the 9. Very nice shape. Or just the minor. You can hear the difference. It's not enormous, but if you put them side by side, you can hear the difference. But if I just played it randomly, it basically sounds like a minor 9. But you can definitely hear that 11 flying through. You can cross over like that as well. It's nice. So F minor 9 or F minor 11. On the F sharp, I do like a whole diminished, very simply. I just like that squished up position. F sharp just feels like it's, because it's in the middle of the sort of C to B 12-note block, F sharp's bang in the middle there. So I kind of, and a whole diminished is a very sort of squishy, cute sound. So when I play it on the key of F sharp or G flat, it just feels really warm. So I do like that F sharp or G flat whole diminished shape there. There's nothing else to say about that. I just like that. So that's of course F sharp, A, C and D sharp, or G flat, A, C, E flat. Depends which way you play it. Now on the key of G, I like to play flat 9, flat 13. So that would be a 5 chord. G is very common, a 5, because it's a fifth of C, and C is a common key. Which is also going to be something interesting when we get to the B flat, which is the fifth of E flat, which is also a common key. So I've got a nice kind of 5 chord based on the B flat coming up. So this one is it comes from the 13 voicing, which is 7, 3, and 6. The 6 being 13, but it's easier to say. F is a 7, B is in the middle of the third, E is a 13, 6, if you just to say it quickly. And then you put the 9 in, which is the A. That's a common shape, that's fine. But I really like to just like open that out. If you look at my hand, the index goes down to the A flat, and the ring goes up to play the E flat. The little finger isn't really used. It's just a more advanced sound for a 5 chord. So you play 2, 5, 1, you play D minor 9, maybe using that chord I showed you earlier. It's very nice. And something on C. So there you go, that's my favourite chord in the key of G. I also like others, but this is my favourite one, that my fingers just naturally won't play that. A flat is interesting, this one. My left hand likes to play the 13 with a 9, so that would be G flat for the 7, C in the middle for the 3, F on top for the 13, call it a 6 if you want, but it's technically 13, and then the B flat is the 9, 8, 9. Nice shape to get into your fingers. It fits completely naturally under these fingers. You don't need the little finger. I'm sure most of my natural fingering will be the same as yours. But my right hand prefers when the C is not there, it's playing a D in the right hand. And the reason is why I prefer it is why I don't prefer it here. There's too much of a space here with the index and middle finger. It just doesn't feel very comfortable there. So my index wants to play the C. In the right hand, see the space now between the middle and the ring finger, it's almost impossible for me to play that. It's a very awkward shape to play G flat, B flat, C and F on top. That's far too uncomfortable. It really, really hurts here. So I have to soften it and play it D, which is the sharp 11. 8, 9, 10, 11, sharp 11, which likes dominant 7 chords. And like I said with the C sharp D flat one, when it was the G, it likes the dominant 7. Same thing here, A flat. It's a dominant 7 chord type because it's a 13, there's dominant 7 in it, which is on the bottom, G flat. So I put a 9 when it's in the left hand, which is very, very nice. And a C in the middle, the third, but when it's with the right hand, I'll play the 7 at the bottom, the B flat, the 9, but the sharp 11 with the middle finger on the D in the middle there, and the F, which is the 13 on top. Much more comfortable. I just don't know at all. But you can play, if I'm playing in a song, I probably play them both together because they don't clash. The C is the third, it's fine. Sharp 11 doesn't sound bad at all. So that kind of chord, especially when it was in the D flat, it applies to any key, but going up a fourth, so E flat to A flat, that's when you play that kind of 7 sharp 11 sound. So let me just play a 2, 5, 1 in the key of E flat, so F minor 7. I'll play that chord I showed earlier. I'll just do the B flat one now, but I'll show it properly later. Now my E flat chord. It's a really nice sharp 11 on when you're playing a fourth up from the root. It sounds really, really nice. Very, very nice sound. So these are my 2 A flat chords. Where are we now? A, I like this shape. My fingers have always liked that shape in the key of A. So we've got again the 13. We've got the flat 9 here. B is 9, B flat is a flat 9. So G, B flat, C sharp, F sharp. So it's A13, flat 9. Now you can modify this if you want to, but I'm not saying they're my favourites, but this is my favourite shape. But you can of course flatten the 13. You can play a regular 9. You can play a regular 9 with a flat 13. You can play the flat 13 with a flat 9. All these variations are really nice, but I like this one. 13, flat 9. G, B flat, C sharp, F sharp. A13, flat 9. Now the B flat one I said, because it's common in the key of E flat to play, of course, the B flat, which is the 5. So a nice 5 chord. 1, 5, flat 7 again, like we did in C and I can't remember which other one it was, but 1, 5, 7, and in the right hand you're going to play the flat 9, the C flat, the D for the third, and the F. But you can, if you want, to play the G, which is 13, so that would be B flat 13, flat 9. You just play what you say, and you can flatten the 13 if you want to, which is a chord in one of my compositions. I literally do that shape in one of my compositions, and then it begins in the key of E flat. So I really do play that chord, and that's from a composition from like 13 years ago. But I kind of prefer naturally when I'm playing a song. It's a bit more stable, but there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's very, very nice. I like both. So flat 9, 3, and then the 5 on top, or the flat 13. My fingers just fall to that naturally. B, this one. Root, 5, 7 again in the left hand. Right hand is playing another upper chord structure idea. On the minor, which is D, I'm playing a major 7 shape. But I'm not playing the A, because it's already in the left hand. It's redundant here. And I think this chord sounds nice when it's more spread out, spread voicing. So minor, B is the root, F sharp is the 5, A is the 7, D is the minor, F sharp is the 5 again, and the 9 on top, so just B minor 9. And it just happens to look like D major 7, so a major 7 triad, or whole chord, 4-note chord, sorry, not triad, based on the minor. So you can take that theory and apply it to other chords, other keys, I mean. Major 7 shape on the minor. So, I don't know, key of E, the minor will be G. So you play G major 7 on the minor of E, which is G, and get the same shape. So you can practice these kinds of things. Sorry, wrong one. Minor. This sounds quite nice. So I'm doing it here. B F sharp A, D F sharp, C sharp. Very nice shape. And the other one I like on B, because there are 2, is this one. It's just B13. So 7, 3, 6. 6 is always 13, of course, just easier way to say it. And then the 9 on the index finger. And of course you can flatten that as well. But I do like that shape. It just feels nice in the fingers. Under the fingers. And back to C again. So that's it. Hopefully you have taken away some nice shapes. A general idea is some upper chord structures. 1, 5, 7 in the left hand. And that's it. And I just want to say one other chord which just came to my mind in the key of D is I do like the augmented chord, and there's a nice little trick with augmented chords. I'll demonstrate in the key of C first, just to give you a little bit of information here. An augmented is a triad where you have a 1 and a 5. It's never done with minors, and it's a sharp 5. It's C, E, major triad, not minor triad, sharp 5, G sharp. But those 3 notes, when they are in the position, when you make an inversion, is also an augmented in the next key up. So C augmented, if I put the C on top, it's E augmented, and if I put the E on top, it's A flat augmented. So they change. So if you take the D augmented shape, it's also F sharp augmented, which isn't my favourite shape, but in B flat, it's a nice shape. It's kind of a symmetrical, completely symmetrical shape with the D on top and the F sharp and A sharp in the middle. And it is an A sharp because it's the A that's gone up, not the B that's gone down. So I like that one a lot on B flat. Because it's B flat augmented, which is also D augmented, which is also F sharp augmented. This is a nice little thing I wanted to end with there. So there you go. As always, likes, comments, subscriptions, always welcome. Have a look at my video management website, Waterpianism Siddhis, that's Patreon, all my playlists, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best, good luck, and bye for now.